Let's stay with the developments around the MK party and speak to political analyst Sysman Motloung, who joins us live now. Thank you so much for your time this evening. Your reaction to these developments?
Pringo, thanks for inviting me. And my reaction is based on how people, or to what extent do they trust the MK party. So there are two ways to this. If you say you trust the political party, you would be encouraged by it showing a stern response to this element and threats of factionalism that is emerging within. So the party is showing that it is serious in uprooting any negative energies or any negative actors within its fold. On the other side, it will be somebody who looks at the trends in emerging political parties in South Africa, and then they will say, this is COPE. We see COPE here, and they will also understand the politics in the ANC, especially in the Northwest. A similar incident emerged where members felt that the people that they nominated to be on the list were not included, and there had to be court cases to really change that. So this is, they will say, what MK is facing, it will be a risk of factionalism that has weakened ANC and other political parties, and then they will be showing a little trust now in what is happening. Other than that, generally, what MK is experiencing is a natural experience of a political party that in its formative years, there will be the threat of a factionalism, and if they do not manage it well, it will threaten to dislodge them from the advantage that they have now.
Yeah.
And
pardon me, what does it tell us, though, about their controls if things can get to this point where people can put, their neighbors, their friends, their family members, if they're entrusted with such an important process, and yet they say, when we speak to them through their spokesperson, that they've been infiltrated, they're dealing with some of those who have infiltrated them, but the controls clearly need some re-looking here.
Definitely. It says, as an organization, you could now say, when talking about controls, you could now imagine that they form themselves or organized in a hasty manner. So they did not institute organizational principles and those controls you're referring to on blocking out, as if people who understand politics and the nature of politics in intra-party protests, they will now understand that there are people who will come in as infiltrators. So how do you block them out? Let's look at EFF as an example. They built more from the ground and strengthened the branches. Julius Malema and his team understood from the Youth League how the game goes, and they ensured to block out those forces. But MK was, I think, underestimated this thing and looked into what Zuma can bring for them and thought anyone will come there, with good faith. But it shows that they are ill-prepared, they are disorganized. This is something they have to strengthen. Otherwise, by the time they come to create branches, they will have a headache that ANC has had in terms of ghost branches, and this will be the death of that organization.
All right, Sysman, thank you so much for your time. And certainly, as you say, there's lots to talk about on this particular one, but let's see how they handle it going forward and what those members who now go back to the party then possibly have to say, or they do accept, their positions. But thank you so much for that. That was political analyst Sysman Motloung.